Hello, everyone, and welcome to Propaganda. We are back after, I don't know, when did we last do Propaganda? Like 2 weeks ago?
Before Liverpool, for sure. Before Arsenal? I think before Arsenal.
Yeah, was it after Burnley? I think it was
Maybe.
after Burnley. Yes, it
Yeah.
was. I remember Turfcast.
hmm
Yeah. So, yeah, Propaganda. We are back with some. We've got plenty of things to talk about, plenty of nonsense. And I've not even looked at the stuff you've put on the list. I don't think you've looked at the stuff I've put on the list, so we should both be merrily surprised.
Yes.
Right, where should we start? And should we start? I want to start here. This is a comment we got ahead of the Oxford game. And do you think? I mean, you've loved this comment, so
I
clearly you
have.
think I am
I
so
like this
positive.
comment.
But Lee Armstrong says that I would see the positive in a nuclear war. Now, I wouldn't. But is there anything inherently wrong with in fandom to be very, very positive? Surely that's the point of being a fan.
Yeah, I will say that over the course of this season, you have become more positive. You started off quite cautious and in trepidation and still worrying about, where are we going to be. You've become more and more positive. That's not a bad thing. But you've definitely become more positive. And I think this is just, I think Lee Armstrong here is probably annoyed at, I don't know. Well, I know that people are annoyed at all sorts of different things about the team selection, about the way we play, and you must have said, well, that's okay, at some point. And yeah, I just quite like I just quite like this comment, and I did officially like it. I thought it was quite
Yeah,
nice,
you did. You loved it, actually.
I did love it, and I sent it to you and say, oh look, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I, my view on this is, I mean, I've had this with like friends who are Southern fans, and I am eternally optimistic and generally very positive. But I think if you're not, for me anyway, with the nonsense that Southern have been through in
Yeah.
my life, never mind somebody as old as you.
Oh, every
I
week you
know,
try.
I know, I had to get that in there. But I just think if you're not got that positivity, then like, what are you in it for? Like, why would you be? Like, I love Sunderland. I want it to do well. I want to put out positive vibe. And one of the reasons why I do this channel is because I want to talk about Sunderland, because I love talking about Sunderland so much. You're exactly the same. So I just think, yeah, like as a fan, I don't mind people being negative. It's not an issue. And I know Lee is generally, he comments quite a bit on my channel, and he generally is on the more negative side, which is fine. But for me, I don't know. I'm a fan, and I want the positive vibes when I'm a fan.
Yeah, some people might say you've not had the heartbreak long enough, and you still have this annual flurry of expectation and hope,
Maybe.
and we'll learn you.
Yeah. Uh,
Maybe.
Well, let's move on. Let me know in the comments. Am I too positive? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll take it personally, no doubt. Right, this year I want to talk about this. So, anyone who watched our review of, was it Burnley? Maybe the live
Yeah,
review
yeah,
where
maybe I can't remember.
I compared Brian Brobbey to a horse. Anyway, it was the top and bottom
Oh
of it,
yes, I thought it
and
was hilarious.
then we ended up comparing Brian Brobbey to He-Man. Or Brobby, as he is here. But talk me through this, Taff. This is
Well,
something you came up with.
I just got obsessed with. I find it really hilarious doing that propaganda and the horse, because I had never seen that meme before, and then some people commented on it on Twitter, and I couldn't leave it alone. And I just, rather than a horse, I wanted to make Brobbey into a He-Man character, partly because you didn't really know or approve of any of this sort of thing. So I wanted to show you what He-Man, or He-Brobbey, as I have named him, might look like. So I started trying to mock up He-Brobbey. And then I got a bit carried away and said, look, you could even put him on a T-shirt. And I think you also didn't know when I screamed it in propaganda, I have the power. You just looked at me and just said, what are you doing? And so this is part of my excited effort that week to try and persuade you this is a real thing. And I tried to mock up some stickers that I would start sticking around the place when I went to games.
Yeah.
I got a bit carried away. So I wanted to know if you would wear this.
I actually, well, I mean, I would wear this, and you did say you would send us one, But I
Okay.
think if people want something like this, I mean, we have talked about potentially doing like this kind of thing. So if people are interested in this, TAF will supply you. Can you do that? If you need supply,
Yes, I can. I can supply you
there you are.
with one of these, if you would really want to have one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, at a very small price. Yeah, in fact, I might even try and sport one myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think absolutely we should be wearing these on the podcast. But yeah, there we go. I like this T-shirt though, so happy days.
Yeah. Did we show another picture? I think we did. We have another picture. I thought we had another picture somewhere of.
You have not sent me anything beyond that picture,
Really?
as far as I'm aware.
Okay. I did have, because I spent some time trying to make these. I did have. I know I got carried away. I wanted you to accept that he Brobbey would be a thing. So
And I don't mind Brobbey. I'm like on board. I actually do
this.
know who He-Man is.
Okay.
Just never watched it.
Well, you're missing out, and the new movie is coming out, so it's very topical.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe.
Maybe we should do a watch along.
That was a cartoonified, true to original.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I've removed it.
Yeah. How about this one? Now I haven't put. I don't think that's
That's not on a
Brian Brobbey's.
T-shirt yet.
No, it's not. But I mean, this was another image I messed about with. I've got to put Brian Brobbey's face on it, and I could put he Brobbey somewhere, and maybe just the silhouette of, I don't know, keep the lightning. I love the lightning on the power sword. Okay, I'm just going to be quiet now.
Well, I think for me, I like the other one because there's more color on this one. But
Okay.
I also think this one on a black T-shirt would look better because it wouldn't look as square. It would look like it would probably fade in.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, there's food for thought. Let us know in the comments section if A, you want to potentially own one of these lovely shirts, and B, which one is the best design. Right, let's move on. This piqued my interest. I believe this is you from behind. We normally only see your face.
That's true, and it's pleasing to see that I don't have some sort of monk's bald patch yet. So that's
like
good
me.
for me.
Actually, I don't even have one of them. I'm so bald. that I would kill for a bald patch.
Yeah, this was me at the Arsenal game, and people kept flicking my hood as they walked past, and I just thought, what they're doing. And then a friend of mine pointed out that they were checking to see what I had on my shirt. Now, Sunderland fans would know, but the Arsenal fans didn't, and I don't know what they thought it was.
Well, what could it be? So we've got BA and then RD. What ends in BARD?
Well, Ballard?
There's only one other word that comes to mind for me.
There's only one other word that comes to mind for you? Can we not think of another? Barnyard?
Barnyard. Is that a word? Is that a two-word?
Wouldn't quite fit.
No, it also wouldn't fit. Actually, it might fit if it was all one word. Because you're only missing 4 letters there. I think you could fit 4 letters in that gap.
Bar steward?
Bar steward. Yeah, that would definitely fit on there.
Yeah, so they kept flicking my head to see if I was legit, basically.
And
or
do people actually think you were Dan Ballard? Like, wow, Dan Ballard. He looks older.
And then discovered I was, having looked at the hood, they discovered I wasn't Ballard. I was illegitimate. I was nothing at all.
Well, actually, if they flicked the hood up, they maybe did think you were Ballard. And
Okay.
then went, no, that can't be. He's just played. Oh, was this before the game or after the game?
This was after the game. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're also in some sort of tent with stairs.
It's just like an outdoor awning where I think it's uncertain whether you can smoke or not. I still, when I get a bit drunk, I still occasionally have some cigarettes. So this
it's
was
all right. You're a grown man. You don't have to
Yeah,
defend
yeah.
yourself here.
But that was one of those outdoor areas where, the law is you can't smoke if there are like 3 walls or something or other. I don't know what the rule is. I don't know what the law is on smoking, but it's one of those areas where it's not inside the building, but they do have the structure and tables where it looks like it's still part of the inside, but it isn't. And so there are, I don't know.
There we go. Anyway, there's you wearing a Dan Ballard t-shirt. Always nice to see you out in the flesh.
Lauding an injury.
No.
Although we do still revel in ending Shearer's career somewhat. No, not somewhat. We do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's different.
Well, there we go. Right, what's next on the list here? We have... Oh, this is a fun one.
Yes. Yes.
When it loads. So here we are. This is our good friend Geordie Josh, and I suppose he ultimately is a good friend because we use him so much for content, but he's at the darts. So I think Premier League darts started in Newcastle a couple of weeks ago. He gets Robin Roofs loves the mags, and it's ever seen a Macam in Milan, Toon Army, and then a not so great signature, to be honest, from Robin Roofs with his number on. What do you make of this?
Well, I think we all know what has happened, and I don't think it's fooling anybody. Robin Roofs has clearly not signed a piece of paper with that writing on. So on a number of accounts here, I think Geordie Josh has made himself look a little bit daft. But then he does that for clicks because he knows, I think, that this won't pass. And a lot of people will comment on it. Although not that many here, only 37 comments, but 250,000 views. The lad knows what he's doing. He's often trolling his own side or things like that. So clearly, he's gone with a blank piece of paper and said, "Can I have your signature?"
Yeah.
Which means, and on two counts here, Robin Roofs has no idea who one of the biggest Newcastle social media personalities are. Great. No idea. Otherwise, he wouldn't have signed it. So, I know you. Don't you try and catch me out. No idea who this clown is. Sure, you can have my signature. You must be a Sunderland fan. But he has had to present himself as a Sunderland fan in order to get it. Yeah. And I like the fact that Newcastle social media people are approaching, saying, "Oh, please, can I have your signature, Robin Roofs? Because you are amazing."
Like, I couldn't imagine if I saw Nick Pope in public, me doing anything. I mean, I would probably go, "Oh, is that Nick Pope over there?" And then that would probably be the end.
I wouldn't recognize him. No.
Well, I don't even know. I mean, to be fair, apart from the fact he's probably about 7 foot tall because he's a goalkeeper.
I would recognize him if he turned around and faced away from me, because that's mostly when I see him picking the ball out of the net.
Yeah. You see him bent over. Yeah. I did also see a funny thing for that about Robin Roofs, the Geordie Josh post, and it was like he's something to do with I can't really remember it now, but it was to do with Tim Krul, and it was like it's not the first time a Newcastle fans asked for a Sunderland signature, like when Tim Krul did it at half time with the when he scored that volley. And I was going to put that on the list. That post.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Not the first time a Newcastle fan has asked for a Sunderland player signature. Won't be the last either.
That's what it was, Probably not, no. Right, we've got some more Geordie Josh in here. And I made a TikTok because I am now down with the kids and I make TikToks now. So follow me on TikTok.
I don't know how to use the TikTok.
To be honest, nor do I really. I am on it because I feel like I should be. And there is an audience there who I want to come over and watch our stuff. I see you're in a disco again, which is nice.
I am. No, it's just, I mean, clearly my electricity does not agree with you being on TikTok. This is Satan's work.
But other people don't know, and we've had 2 internet disconnections as well from TAF. So technology tonight, not his friend. No. Anyway, I made a video about this on TikTok. I will play it for you, and you can react.
This is your video? Oh, no,
this is not my video.
Oh, okay.
Seater Stadium would be filled out by Newcastle fans for a Premier League fixture this season. Oh my God. For the last time, the last and final time, don't you ever say we aren't a big club. It's the Tyne and Wear derby next month and every single person wants a ticket for this match. I've got a season ticket. I'm not going to have any bother. But my friend queued for a ticket. He's obviously a member. He queued in the ballot to, of course, get a chance of getting a ticket. Do you want to know how many people entered the ballot for a ticket to the Tyne and Wear derby next month? Already, bearing in mind, there's still people behind him in the queue. 100.
Now, what I want to point out here that I missed this morning is this number here, which he's pointing out, 164438, is the person's number in the like it's the queue number.
Yep.
The number beneath it is the number. You can see add of
The number
you
of people
that
ahead
says-
of you.
Yeah, so the number of people ahead of you is 4,720. But
Oh,
then there is a number
dear.
as well at the bottom.
64,438 for a Premier.
Okay, he's not going to show up. But there's a number at the bottom there which actually shows how many people are in the queue. It's not 164,000 people.
No. There
but
are
anyway, did you see
4,700
this?
people in front of him. I did see this, but I was not as eagle-eyed as you to spot the number of people in front of you.
Let's see if I can find the
But
actual.
I do know that when I've when I've queued for tickets and all sorts of things like that, I just basically load up a load of tabs with different profiles to try and see, and I go onto different websites as well. So like mostly it's been for concert tickets if you know they're going to sell out quickly. So you get on to Ticketmaster and see tickets and all the others, and I try to do as many different accounts as I can to get in. But I would love them to build a 200,000-seater stadium because I could imagine how empty that would look week in, week out. That would be funny.
Do you know what it says on here? So I've sent the image, right? Okay, so we'll have a look. I've sent this image to you, so I'll have to download it on here. So give me a moment.
Oh, you sent it to me on the WhatsApp.
On the WhatsApp, so that I could then send it on here. So I have this here. So this is the actual image behind our friend Geordie Josh. So can I zoom
I
in
love
on that?
Murph. I love Murph. You can zoom in on that. You can zoom your image in, and then
I can't because I've put it in here. I don't think I can do that.
Can you not?
No.
There is. Yeah, there is a. Is there not?
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if what I'm saying is correct. I don't know if there actually was 164,000 people in the queue. Anyway, what I think is most interesting about all of this, which is why I put it in here, is that do you not remember when we were playing them in the derby and there was a rhetoric in December that this was the least important game of the week and it doesn't even matter to us, it's Sunderland's biggest game ever and we don't care, we'll just turn up and be like, oh, isn't this nice, a derby game? And then it comes comes to derby day at their place and what do we see? We see them all clamouring for tickets, which shows that clearly this game obviously means a lot to that side, even though they try their best. Tonight. So that's why I included it.
Yeah, I think you're right. But also, wasn't there? Who's the other one? The other child who wears his tracksuit?
Adam Pearson.
Yeah, didn't he post about tickets being returned, or he got a phone call saying we've still got some tickets for the away derby?
Yes, because they'd given away X amount for corporate, which I think they've actually done at Sunderland, by the way, which we haven't talked about.
No, I think we're shy about 300 or 400 tickets, aren't we, from an allocation?
Yeah. Because they've obviously given away so many for corporates, but that's an argument for a different day, not for propaganda.
Okay.
Speaking of the derby, is Bruno running scared?
Well, I mean, who's going to cheer a throw-in? Look at this.
I don't know.
Lighting. Who's going to cheer throw-ins if he doesn't play? Hey?
I've got no idea. I mean, I personally think that what's happened here is Bruno was worried about the derby.
Yeah.
Decided, what's his injury? Is it a hamstring injury, I think? Yeah. Hamstring injury. I think he's purposely injured his hamstring to avoid playing against Granit Xhaka and Noah Sadiki again. That's what I think's happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Granit Xhaka had him on toast.
He absolutely did.
Yeah.
So, that to me that feels logical. Would you agree?
Yes, I would. I think that. I think he's running scared. He doesn't want to be responsible for another loss. He's going to be stuck there as well, isn't he? Got some daft buyout clause, and everybody else is going to leave, but he's going to have to stay. There we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have. I wonder if I can find it. Do you carry on? Because I've got another one. A bit like here it is. In fact, here is the image. Let me download this. I forgot to include this, but I shall download it now. In fact, I wonder if I can just share that screen and maybe zoom in on it. I think I can. I will share can I share a tab maybe? Which one is it? It's the The window. It's this one. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see this. I will try to zoom in on it. I can zoom in on it because this is Bruno Guimaraes. This was sent to me by Catherine. So thank you very much, Catherine, for spotting this. Because, if we look at this, and I wonder if can you see how Bruno Guimaraes is listed there?
No, but Newcastle head coach, is that say?
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This is not doctored either. This was a misprint on the Sky Sports with an interview with him. I mean, do they know something? Is the grapevine out there that Eddie Howe's days are numbered?
Well, I mean, he's under some pressure. A lot of their fans are not happy right now. So could Bruno be the next Newcastle manager?
Well, Sky Sports accidentally thought so. So thank you, Catherine, for sending me that. Quite interesting that he was listed at... I
mean, it's interesting because obviously our current captain could well be our next manager if the plans happen. Granite could well be our next manager.
Yeah, there we are.
Next up, I think this is one of yours. So,
oh yes,
Sunderland will win comfortably at St James's Park in March. In case anyone wondering, a Newcastle fan, Adam Ballett, says totally agree. I'm sure anyone now will take a draw. The scoreboard, though, says give our.
Yeah, I think I just added this in because it followed very nicely your point about the start of the season. They're all saying, we're not, 6 easy points, yada, yada, yada. It followed that narrative. And now they're like, oh my God, we're going to lose. Guimaraes is out. We'll take a draw. I'll bite your hand off for a draw. We're in disarray. And I just thought, what a turnaround from the start of the season, that now they seem to be increasingly terrified of even a draw. A draw would be, clawing away at a draw. Let's just take a draw. I'd take that, which is amazing, really, for a club that's spent nearly £1 billion.
And the richest club in the world and all that good stuff.
Well, I look forward to buying a pie from Lionel Messi.
We've just changed to blue here, by the way. And
okay.
The green was really shining off my head. So I feel like the bluey purple's not as harsh. Right, we've got another TikTok. So we'll whack this on here. This was sent to me by Mr. Bojingles, who sometimes comments on our stuff.
Yes, I know Mr. Bojingles, yeah. He watches a lot of stuff.
This is a Villa supporter who, well, we'll see. But yeah, I'll press play.
Hang on a minute. I'm so confused. Can someone please explain to me what is going on here? Because this looks like this is the FA Cup draw, but I was pretty sure that Newcastle United won the FA Cup at Villa Park. So I'm sure you can all appreciate when I saw Newcastle's name come out and above it says 5th round draw, I was rather confused. And then I thought, you know what, I'll keep watching, see who they get. And you can see they got Manchester City. So we all know what that means. Newcastle United will be going out of the FA Cup, but I'm pretty sure they won it.
I don't know. We might get copyright strike there because of the music. Maybe. So maybe this won't be in. But basically, if it wasn't in, we'll still talk about it. It's basically a Villa fan who's saying that Newcastle essentially won the FA Cup because of that stupid post-game celebration picture in their dressing room after the game. And yet there they are getting drawn against Manchester City at home. A pretty unfortunate draw for Newcastle in the FA Cup.
Well, you say that, but I mean, I think, are we the only team in the 5th round that's been drawn away from home every game? I think
I'm just going to say yes. I don't know if that's true, but why not?
I don't know. It's propaganda. We can say what we like.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. We've drawn a Premier League team away. Very difficult. And then we've drawn
a banana skin.
A really strong Championship side who are,
banana
clawing their way up the Championship.
I haven't seen that picture of them. I mean, those dressing room and those post-game pictures are just a bit silly, aren't they? I think they've become a weight around their own neck because they feel obliged to do them, and they do them all the time. I think the only person who loves them is the super tanned guy who's the assistant.
Jason Tyndall.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I think that, when they first did them, and they were trying to climb the league under Eddie Howe when he first came in, I think it worked galvanizing them, but I think now we're like 4 years in. Where does it end? I mean, if you win a League Cup second round game, do you do it? I mean, and then
It's
if you
just become
don't
a
do
burden.
it, it's their comments.
Yeah. So I think they've painted themselves into a corner there. They have to do it. And increasingly, everybody else just thinks this is risible. But I didn't know. What are they holding up there? What's that cup they've got?
That was a bit of propaganda in itself. It was a...
Oh, it's the Carabao, is it?
No, it was the FA Cup, but he'd photoshopped the FA Cup in.
Oh, I see. I've completely fallen for it.
Next on the agenda is our good friend He-Man, Brian Brobbey. I need to rewind this video at the start. Some Arsenal fans after our game with them. And I'll just play it for you all to enjoy.
By the way, what a fucking tank this fella is, eh? Eh? Every duel this guy got in with Saliba or Gabriel and his arm was up like this, it was over before it started. This guy, fufu, pounded yam. Fufu, pounded yam. African Fanta. Fuf, that's it. It's a cycle. That's all he eats / drinks. What a fucking tank. And I thought, even though he didn't get a goal to show, I thought he played really well. And this guy's a tank. He's going places. Brobbey.
Very good.
There we go.
Apparently, I should be eating some fufu if I want to, put some stuff on. If I want to make sure that people don't think I'm a bar steward and I'm a ballard, eat some fufu. Yeah. There you go. It's nice. It's nice to see people recognizing his skill. And I just wonder, with some creativity and a bit more of a front foot, just how well he could do.
Well, there's more.
More praise.
This is another Arsenal fan. This one without shirt for some reason.
Oh.
Like this man right here, he might be the strongest man I've watched play live. Cause flipping hell, how can he be there built like the Thing from Fantastic Four? Like, yo, bro, guys that watch WWE, he's even built like Obafemi. How's my man built like Obafemi? Like, this one is Ghanaian built to the T. He'll even tell you I don't go gym. Yo, we even need to call him Brian Lashley, cause what the flip, like, he was giving my centre backs hell today. He was just holding them. When he holds them like this, yo, bro, shoulder to shoulder with this guy, we even end up in Guinea, like, yo, built like he even eats cement. I know guys like this. These are guys that eat white chair for breakfast. Bro, 8 a.m. he's back in white chair, 4 eggs. 4 boiled eggs. Imagine Brobbey moved to your girl, what would you even do? Because if it was me, I'll even introduce them. Brian, this is Lato, Lato, this is Brian. And then I'll just, leave it. Like, man, I can't like this man right.
Okay. I had to Google who Lashley was, but Bubhitch, you could have told me.
I think you're sort of wrestler, yeah.
He's some enormous wrestler dude. I have a picture of him here, and apparently more stuff. I've got to eat concrete, and I've got to eat some other stuff that I've never heard of before as well. But I did also hear that Brian Brobbey did say that he doesn't do the gym. I think it was Dan Ballard said, "Guy doesn't really do weights at training."
Adama Traore at the Wolves, and now he's at West Ham. I'm sure he said that he doesn't go to the gym.
Well, possibly.
So there he is, big Bobby Lashley.
This is Lashley, yeah. There he is. We're not going to get to see him any bigger than that, are we?
Yeah, he's a big unit, is Bobby.
There we are. So that was who he was talking about.
I mean, it looks like a fair comparison.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll buy that for $1. So it's nice to see people loving the old-fashioned centre-forwards. And I actually thought the Arsenal centre-backs did handled him pretty well. Only Calvin Bassey, and I will give it to... Although Konate did a decent job as well. I think Konate managed him relatively well. I think Konate came out of that game with good...
I thought Konate was probably one of the best that I've seen deal with him.
But, I mean, there is only a couple, 2 or 3, and everybody else struggles with him. And the guy is only 23 years old. Give him some increased service, gives him some players running onto the ball to lay off to and to turn and spin. He's going to be devastating. What a purchase. And he was a last-minute purchase as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get Gonzalo Garcia and whoever else.
Yeah, he was.
Fantastic.
Our captain, we've been talking to the BBC. Let's just watch this one here.
People was laughing with me, to be honest. Even the closest part of the friends say to me, why are you going back? I say, yeah, okay, you can go back to Premier League, but why are you going back to Sunderland? Say, because I love the challenge. And I had the feeling I need a new challenge. After 2 years in Germany, where we won the first year nearly everything, unbeaten in the Bundesliga, won the World Cup, lost the final in the Europa League, was very painful. I just had the feeling with the owner when I spoke with them, with the club, with the coach, this is the right club for me. Because the people are very humble. It's a small city where I grew up. I see exactly myself how I grew up, and I just wanted to come back in a reality where I believed is the right direction for myself, for my family, and I'm just happy that everything at the moment went how I was looking for. People
just makes you want to run through walls, doesn't it?
Yeah. People laughed at him. Who's laughing now, eh?
Yeah.
Who's laughing now? I mean, I think it's great that he's able to sort of say, well, I just think it's a real vindication of him, isn't it? That his caliber as a player, that he's able to come to what everybody assumes is going to be a struggling project, and he is the centerpiece of ensuring that there is no struggle. And I think his reputation was probably, it's very impressive. Lots of people would have wanted him, and he probably could have done well anywhere else. But people probably thought he's on the downward track now. At his age, after his career to this point, to come back to the toughest, most technical league in the world and drag a team nailed on by every pundit, wrongly I think, for relegation, and to drag them into the top half of the table from the overwhelming majority of the season and be utterly central to that, I think has blown his reputation up beyond where it would have otherwise been. And just, that is remarkable, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's funny because I was doing a video today for my other channel about...
What is that channel? Let's remind people.
Beyond the Big Six, if people want to check that one out, yeah. We've had some good growth over there over the last couple of weeks. Anyway, did a video on there today talking about what Wrexham, if they got promoted, what they'd need to do. And I was kind of doing a bit of a comparison to Sunderland setting the blueprint, and I was like, fundamentally, would any other team who got promoted from the Championship to the Premier League be able to sign a player like Granit Xhaka? Because I think that is integral to the reason why Sunderland are staying up.
Without him, you don't get Mukiele. Remember, it was Xhaka who rang Mukiele.
Yeah. Said, well, but you don't get a lot of players. You don't get Brobbey. You don't maybe get Alderete. I think there's a lot of dominoes fall from bringing in Granit.
Because people say these guys are serious. They're not going to be a joke. But
do you think Brobbey would have looked at Sunderland the first few weeks of the season and went, "I'll have a bit of that"?
He's a very special case because he was probably really pleased to get away, but also I think Ajax wanted to cash in on him. So I don't know how much of a say he has in the whole issue. But a combination of that. But he must have looked at the team and thought, I can lead that line. I look at the strikers there. They haven't, and this is like deadline day before deadline day. I'm going to be the main striker there if I take this chance and work at it. And they've got he'll have known pretty much most of those players who signed for us in the summer would have known who they are and that they were competent. And they thought, this is all right. And now, if I was him, I'd have had that as well, for sure. Yeah. Even if you're not certain that the team is going to survive, at 23 years old, you're going to move to the Premier League and think, I'm going to be the number one striker there when I look at who they've got. Yeah. And if we do well, my career is made at the highest level. And he used to be in the Dutch team and he's not anymore. This is a great chance for him.
Yeah, he could well get back in 100%.
Yeah. It's tremendous. But you really a really interesting question. Let's imagine that Birmingham got promoted. They're not going to, or Wrexham, probably not. But let's say Ipswich go up. Who do they buy that is equivalent to the caliber of Xhaka? I don't think those players are that freely available.
But I think it's interesting because you look at Sunderland came up, Leeds obviously come up, Burnley come up.
Yeah.
So I think Leeds had a really strong starting point. Like their squad, they've spent 100 million on it, and they've kind of improved the spine of the team basically. But they had a lot of players who were almost of the level. Burnley, they weren't able to do it. But I think the teams that are coming up, it's going to be so difficult for Middlesbrough, Coventry, Ipswich, or heaven forbid one of the other playoff teams that are in there. I mean,
Millwall.
I don't know how they bridge the gap, because I think it's going to be so difficult for them. I mean, Middlesbrough did do it in the 90s. They did sign big name players, and maybe Middlesbrough could pull a rabbit out the hat and sign like a, established top level player like Xhaka.
But I think Xhaka only comes because Kirill Louis-Dreyfus is well known in Switzerland and with Marseille. And I think if Dreyfus doesn't make that call, he never speaks to someone at Sunderland. I think.
Probably not. I also think as well, you've got to factor in Leeds, probably the same, but Sunderland and Leeds are bigger clubs than all them ones that are going to come up this season.
We know that, but I don't know if players in Europe know that.
I think you'd be surprised. I mean, talk about, didn't N'Gulo watch the Netflix documentary and stuff?
Yeah.
And also, player, if you live and breathe football because you're a top level professional, you are gonna know who the big teams are in the Premier League.
Yeah, I suppose so. Although I bring you back to David Batty, who hated football and said, "When I retire, you won't see me again." And no one knows where David Batty is.
He's with Abdul Abbar.
He disappeared. Those guys are playing pool in a working men's club in Hartlepool somewhere, aren't they?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Right, moving on. Oxford fan here. So this is the halftime post from Oxford to say that the visitors, we are the visitors in this case. I'll leave it to break one now.
It's nice to see they're original.
Yeah, Elliot in capital letters, so he's shouting this. Never a pen! Mundell is a diving, I don't say the C word, just throws himself to the ground. Other than that, a pretty decent half. I mean, I didn't understand the chatter around this penalty. Stonewall penalty. It also wasn't Mundell, it was Serkin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get it.
No, I don't get it. But it does bring you on to somebody emailed me and shout out to Barber's editor is Rob Stoker. I don't know if he edits a magazine, if anyone knows that, but Rob Stoker sent me some information today, which was TNT trying to make some controversy up about this game, perhaps because the game was essentially a bit dull. Because they were trying to talk about that penalty decision and stir the idea up. So I don't know, but there's also talk from them and the Athletic. I think we're talking about it, about Luke O'Nien and Will Lancashire tussling and pulling each other. And should this be something for them on the halfway line?
It's Lancashire the one
Lancashire got the
where they were talking about they're both foul. I mean, Lancashire I think fouls more. They're both fouling each other. Then there was the one of Lefay on half time, and they were like, "Oh, that's a red," and I was like, "No, it's not." And it was just a strong yellow. They were trying to make drama.
Sent me those things. Rob Stoker sent me those things and said that's propaganda, and so I include it for you, Rob, because I think you're right. I think in what was essentially not a terribly exciting game, these are people exactly as Rob pointed out, trying to bring some controversy where there is none.
Yeah, I agree. And they even said in the game, Aaron McLean had said, who was on co-commentary, he was like, "I hope Oxford score a goal, and that's me being neutral," or something along those lines. I was like, is it? They were terrible. Honestly, the commentators were absolutely awful. And
I've heard a lot of complaints about the TNT
commentary. It was
so
bad. Right, this is a blast from the past.
Oh my God. He's still on our books for another 14 years, isn't he?
Which one? Mika or Mia?
Luis Semedo.
Yeah. Would you remember Mika or Micah?
No.
So he was signed by David Moyes on deadline day to be our backup goalkeeper.
I do not remember him at all.
He might have even been third choice goalkeeper, to be honest.
Right.
We paid £2 million for him.
Good
so yeah,
Lord.
he played for. This is why this is relevant, because we've got Micah or Mika and Hamia, two former Sunderland greats, on the on the bench
For like
for
second or third division Portuguese side. That's been daft. isn't it?
Morientes. I don't know what league Morientes are in. Does it say?
It's like, yeah.
It's
They're
all
really-
in
really
Portuguese,
low
unfortunately.
They
They
are.
also don't tweet very much, it must be said, for a professional football club.
How many followers do Morientes have?
They've got 14,000 and they follow a humorous 69.
Wow.
They were also born on November 1st, 1938.
They are. Oh, they're actually in the top flight.
Oh, wow.
Amazing. I did not realize that.
If they don't use Twitter, they don't use X. They just.
This cannot be right. I must have this wrong. Really? Yeah, they're in the Liga Portugal in 6th place. It's far,
Well, there
really?
we go.
Porto top, Sporting second, Benfica third. That cannot be right. I thought they were much worse. Oh well,
go.
there you go. Sunderland legends everywhere.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this. This here.
Oh,
That's Port Vale's pitch.
oh wow.
Is it a pitch?
Well, I think I can see where the undersoil heating might be.
I think they've got undersoil heating at Vale Park.
Well, I mean, it kind of looks like it. The pipe up
That
here.
might just be that just might be sewage pipes that run into the stadium.
Possibly. I mean, unless that's where they do the beep test, back and forth on the
Could be,
pitch.
yeah. It's not good though, is it?
Who scored? Is that against Stockport as well? It will be, surely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're 2-0 down, I think.
Who scored for Stockport? Was that an
No,
excellent
this
player?
is a few days ago. This isn't tonight.
Yeah. No, I know.
Oh, okay, I don't know. Maybe a former Jack Diamond. He's there, isn't
That's
he?
what I'm thinking of. He's one of their star players at Stockport, isn't he? He's the star player.
But yeah, I mean, I look at that pitch there, and I'm not being funny, but I don't see how that pitch, like, is going to be good for the rest of the season.
I don't see how it's going to be good in 3 weeks' time with more rain, having played 3 games in 10 days before we turn up. If they beat
If we
Bristol
turn up.
City, if we
Yeah.
turn up. Well, we're turning up somewhere.
What is interesting though is what happens if that game's postponed again?
I mean, how can it be?
Well, how can it be? It continues to rain for the next few weeks, and the pitch,
don't
which
know.
already looks like this.
I don't know what the rules are for. I don't know what the rules are for being compelled to play a game. Could they be made to play a game at another ground?
What, you flip the fixture? You couldn't do that though on the Tuesday morning, could you? You
No.
couldn't say on Tuesday morning of the game, all right, it's at Ashton Gate now.
No, but I don't know.
Unless, I mean, the only other thing you could do is if common sense comes in and the rain's not picking up, the pitch is terrible on, like, you know, the Tuesday before, and they go, right, we'll flip it. Because surely it would be almost a forfeit. Because, I mean, you can't just postpone it. We can't be, like, in the FA Cup semi-final waiting for Sunderland to play, like, 4 games.
So we could be drawn into the quarterfinals before we've even found out who we're playing in the 5th round. That would be bizarre. I don't know what they would do about it.
I mean, it might, obviously it might not happen, but
No, I don't know if that's ever happened before. It must have done back in the day when that was standard pitch for everybody.
they used to just continue replaying games, didn't they? So I imagine that must have happened when they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, you've drawn for the 3rd straight time. It's a replay again."
Well, could they not play at Stoke City? That's like less than 5 miles away.
Don't Port Vale and Stoke not like each other though?
Yeah, but they could be instructed to play there if their ground isn't up to scratch.
Bob Stoke are like, "No, you're not ruining our pitch."
Okay. Crew Alexandra is 12 miles away.
Maybe. I don't know.
I have no idea what the law is about that, and because the FA Cup rules are slightly different to the league, aren't they? So I don't know what the rules are about having to play by a set date.
I don't know either.
But I've been caught out by these 2 yellow cards, and you're
Yeah.
banned for the next round.
Yeah.
Just shows how useless we've been in the FA Cup for as long as we can remember.
I think that's actually a recent-ish change, to be fair.
No, I think it's 2018 and 19.
Oh,
Well, that is quite recent, I suppose. But we haven't been anywhere near the third round, let alone the fifth.
This is the first time we've been the fifth since 2015.
There you go.
So there we go. Right, James Copley, friend of the show. Also, I do my thing with him on a Wednesday, which you can watch tomorrow. Compare and contrast. One worked with fans in mind, the other showed and continues to show utter contempt. So on the left here, we've got Christian Speakman's statement, which is very, it's humbling. It was amazing. The fans are the best asset. It's been a pleasure. All that good stuff. You can obviously check out that statement.
Yeah. It was good to see him thank Kirill Louis Dreyfus and other people he worked with there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. No.
Yeah, he didn't do that, did he?
No, he didn't. He thanked the fans.
Yeah.
But none of the people we worked with.
No, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure one day we'll find out the true story of that one. Anyway, moving on. This is Charlie Methven on the old LinkedIn. So Roger Mitchell, he's posted a thing here about 2 important takeaways: the importance of XG and underlying data. Well, that's already a thumbs down for me. And the second one being, football fans are not reasonable people, fickle, ungrateful, and short memories. And Charlie says, may I just thoroughly associate myself with this post.
I didn't know he was a fan of XG. Oh, that's not what he mean,s is it?
No, I think that's what it means.
I know.
Second point down here.
Yeah. I mean, I really hate that. Why should we be reasonable? The vast majority of our existence as football fans, whoever you support, well, this is one of a couple of clubs, is disappointment, loss, and failure. We very rarely get to see success as a football fan, and some clubs don't ever get to see it. And they're clearly not fickle. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be here after all this time. So
I would love to know what Charlie Methven makes of where Sunderland are right now.
He probably thinks that he deserves a bit more praise for helping get us there. It's probably what he thinks. Yeah. Although we were never getting anywhere near this. That regime.
I just think it's. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Charlie Methven's worked for 2 pretty working class clubs in Sunderland and Charlton.
Yeah.
Just think he himself is just not well aligned with that, shall I say?
Well, he seems unable to find the good in football fans anywhere. Really, he would like to thoroughly associate himself with dissing the entire supporting community.
Shall we move on to a crazy transfer story?
Yes. Is it so crazy?
Yeah, I would say so. So this is my old parish of Football Insider, which I no longer do anything for. Sunderland deal agreed with record 50 million bid expected. So Sunderland complete the signing of Melker Elborg as they expecting a £50 million plus summer bid for Robin Roofs. Yada yada yada. And then it just talks about how good Roofs has been. And that's pretty much it. So there's no real substance to this beyond sources have told Football Insider that they are expecting a £50 million plus summer bid. And to be honest, I am expecting that sort of bid, but I don't think Sunderland would accept 50 million. Unless he's got a release clause.
I think it would have to be higher. But could you go back to that? Because there's a wonderful image of Kirill at the top of that article. I remember when there was the news and the toing and froing about Xhaka wanting to leave Bayern Leverkusen, only wants Sunderland, and poor Erik ten Hag was losing players hand over fist with a week in charge. I remember somebody on Twitter posted a picture a bit like that with Kirill with those shades on, and it just because he looked a bit like a Bond villain.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
And they just posted a big picture of him like that and said, "No, Mr. Xhaka, I expect you to sign." that was the image, and I just thought it was great at the time. I can't find it now. I don't know what happened to it, but it does look a bit Bond villain-esque.
What do you make of the story, though? I mean, I would guess that we're not going to sell Robin Roofs unless he has a release clause. I don't see a world where Sunderland let him go for less than 70 million, the level that he is.
Look, I mean,
The
I
age.
think inquiries and bids are inevitable. He is, I think he's probably the best goalkeeper in the league. Certainly the best young goalkeeper in the league, without doubt. And I think he's stopped more goals than in open play or prevented more goals in open play goalkeeping than anyone else. He's clearly phenomenal. I doubt that with one season of professional football, having taken him from Nijmegen, I doubt that he has a release clause or a significant one. And if it would have to be enormous, because I don't think even he was expecting his time in the first season of the Premier League after one season of pro football anywhere. I don't think even he was expecting it to be this wildly successful. So I would love to hope that we keep hold of him. And who knows what you build, whether you can keep hold of him. But bids and inquiries are certainly inevitable.
I think it makes sense from our perspective that I think logically we will sell a big player every summer. But I actually think this summer is probably the one where we've got the least pressure to do so.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
sounds like we've got a lot of space to go. So
yeah, we still have PSR headroom. We've still got more income. And I think we're not necessarily under pressure. We've got everybody signed at least 4-year contracts, except for the people we don't intend to keep.
yeah.
So, I don't think we're under any pressure. I think we'd like to build. You'd hope so. But will he be a Sunderland player forever? I mean, I don't know. He will have
Well, he's not going to
ambitions.
play for Sunderland when he's your age. Unless he's Stanley Matthews.
That's so uncalled for.
Yeah. Right. This has already irritated me, to be honest. So this is the Athletics top 100 summer signings. And Sunderland take up 10% of the list. Brilliant, right? But there are some awful takes in here. So, for example, may I point you at number 44 and number 43, which are Noah Siddiqui and Enzo Lefebvre, who are lower than Leslie Ugachukwu, who is a decent player but plays for Burnley.
Okay.
Also, João Paulinho, who's like not doing that well. Ladislav Krejci at Wolves, who have got 8 points, are higher on this list. Kyle Walker is number 22. You know, he's doubled the place, like twice as low. No,
look at number
divided by two.
25 there. Igor
Igor
Jesus, Nottingham Forest, and look at number 89, a long way behind.
Brian Brobbey.
Two strikers, almost an entire athletic list apart there.
Yeah, I mean, even like, how could you look at Brian Brobbey and Liam Delap, who's barely played a game for Chelsea, and I think has he scored one Premier League goal? I mean, when's this list from? To be fair, this list could be from a while ago.
No, go to the bottom. Maybe, but it's February 5th.
February 5th is what it says there. It doesn't mean that's when it was made.
No,
but yeah, I think there's some wild inconsistencies. So
number 1 and 2 is number 1 and 2 fair?
I mean, I do like Shirky, and I do think Xhaka. Yeah.
Do you know who I think is missing from the top of that list? Is number 16. Should be much higher up. I think he's been a great signing.
Zubamendi, I would agree. I mean, Jordan Henderson higher than Zubamendi. Adrien Truffet at Bournemouth higher. Dubravka in at number 12. Keenan Dewsbury Hall in at number 11. I mean, even Donnarumma, like at 10, he should be. I think there's an argument to say that he should be higher on that list.
Then Robin Roofs at number 7.
I think there's an argument that he could be.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you found this upsetting. I included this because I thought 10% of the list is double the average of.
I'm offended. I'm seeing Tyler Diblin on this list.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing Tyler? I'm like Martin Bain. Why is Latin on this? Why is Tyler Diblin on this list?
Does Bertrand Traore deserve to make the top 100 of the signings?
Well, yes, judging by some of the nonsense on the list. Randall Kolo is number 90.
Okay.
Hasn't Ryan Ant-Nouri at Man City been injured all season? He's at 92. Aaron Ramsdale's number 94. How's he got on the list?
You're really annoyed by this, aren't you?
Because it's nonsense. I mean, how do you quantify rating players?
Delaney Backwards been he's done nothing, has he?
He's not even there. He's left.
Yeah.
Wait, what number is he? 95.
Yeah.
Well, this is ahead of Jacob Ramsey.
Well, 91. Todibo, who was appalling. I think he's been okay the last couple of years.
Yeah, I was going to say
he was
the
appalling for most of
Hammers
the start
chat,
season.
which I sometimes watch with Tart and Gio. They've been saying that he's been better really recently.
Lately. But he started off terrible.
Douglas Luiz is on here. He doesn't even play for Nottingham Forest anymore. He plays for Aston Villa now, and he's down as a Nottingham Forest player. I think this is an old list.
But then these players wouldn't be on here. But well, I suppose so. Yeah.
No, I think this must have been done in like October.
Well, if it's an old list, how does Tierno Barry get halfway up it? Because he was absolute dog turd before the turn of the year, even after.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
There's just a lot on here that I'm not happy with, to be honest.
Well, I included it because I just thought 10% was pretty good recognition.
I'm offended.
Who are the Sunderland signings who don't make it?
Mark Gooey,
Yeah.
Gio, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
He doesn't get on there. Oh, I've got rid of the list now. Hang on.
I think Talby's not on there, is he?
No, Talby is not on there. That is true. So that's 2. Masuaku's not on there.
No. Is Alderete on there? Alderete is on there, I think, surely.
Yeah, Alderete is. He is.
Okay.
Where is he?
Or is he not?
Oh, Chalby's number 54. Hitroida's number 53. Renildo's number 36. We've got Siddiqui and Lefebvre 44, 43.
Alderete's
Alderete
18.
is 18. Nordy's
And Mukiele.
19.
Yeah.
Roofs is number 7. Granite's number 2. I don't know. It's hurting my brain.
Well, Hitroida shouldn't be on there because he's not good enough to play, apparently. So
Nah, he gets on there if Jacob Ramsey's on there.
someone tell Regis.
Wow. Somebody let him know. Right.
Okay.
What have we got coming up next? Let's. We've got a couple of things left before we wrap this one up.
Okay.
Right. Chris Weatherspoon of The Athletic.
Yes.
Everyone talks about the size of a club's transfer expenditure, but how often do we compare what it was spent on? For The Athletic, I've had a look at the 25-26 Premier League teams spending by age and what it tells us about those teams. Okay.
Right, so let me
So
just
what does this
briefly
tell us?
show you this. So I thought it was kind of interesting to look at the age profile of who we're signing. We're always told, we signed a lot of youngsters. So if you add up the yellow or the orange and the white, then 70% of our signings have been under 24, with only a couple under 21. But if you look at the rest of the league and look at how many other teams have signed under 24s, we are fourth from the bottom there.
I think you've got. Oh no, you are right. Sorry.
Fourth from the bottom here.
Yeah.
So Sunderland there, 19 plus 50, 70% of them. But if you look up the list, actually quite a lot of teams have spent the same number, bought the same proportion. Now, what it doesn't show you is that a team might have only bought 4 players, whereas we bought 14. But I'm not sure. It just made me stop and think a bit. Are we giving ourselves a bit too much of a pat on the back, saying all these people for youngster in the future? I mean, we all know. You can see Chelsea on that list alphabetically. They only sign people under 24, and they've got this really young squad. Ours is like the second youngest, I think.
Look at Leeds.
I know. They only sign people over 25.
And younger than 28, just in that sweet spot.
So
I think this is probably the right balance, really. I think you can't just sign players under 24, but I think having a sprinkling, because those players that are over 25, which we've got, that's players like Nordy, that's Alderete, that's Xhaka, Masuaku, although obviously we didn't spend money on him, and Renildo, we didn't spend money on him. But I think it's probably just them 3, isn't it? Nordy, Xhaka, and Alderete are the 3 we spent money on, and I think that's what you have to do. I think that it makes sense. I think Leeds' policy, where they're signing players 25 to 28, they're giving themselves no resale value. I think
there's no resale value, and
that's
they have to replace them all with money coming in, and that's not sustainable.
No, but you think about the cycles that you go through. If you've signed all those players on, say, 4 to 5 year deals, they'll have to replace them within, they'll have to replace those players in 4 years' time.
Or less. They'll have to start replacing them in 2 years. Otherwise, they'll fold. They'll go down. easily relegated. So it does make you wonder. But also, if you look at some of the big clubs like Arsenal and Liverpool and Man City and Man United, if you look at them, they do have a policy of only really signing people or mostly
already.
Yeah. So you can see that poaching of we're taking the players from you guys because they've proved themselves. They have the money to do that repeatedly. So I just find it interesting, but also that we are not, we're not somehow, we're not an anomaly. We're not somehow, I've got this disco on again. I'm having a great night. We are not, we're not like amazingly different to other teams in the league. A lot of teams are buying the shape and profile that we are. So I just find that interesting because we're always told we're different, we're better, and we're not really. We've just picked better players.
But we had a young base.
Yeah.
So, right, we've got one final thing, which I think you've picked to put on.
Oh, yes.
So Leeds United in 25-26 are the first newly promoted side in Premier League history to remain unbeaten against both Chelsea and Liverpool in a season. There we go.
I thought this was propaganda and stretching. I just felt like, because lots of people, not just Sunderland fans, but lots of people will say, oh, it's great to have Sunderland in the Premier League, proper club. They've made a real fist of it, and they've gone the longest of any promoted team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
For at home and all that. Because there was a lot of noise about us, I felt like that sort of statement was really stretching for anything that you could get to try and say we're great, we've done this. So
it's a bit random, isn't it? Really, like it's like a.
Well, I have a challenge for you.
Oh.
I would like you to do something similar for next week to try and come up with a. No other team has done this in the Premier League, and make it as obtuse as possible. A bit like that Leeds message.
Just go with something just like, yeah.
Can you do better than Leeds there?
Maybe. I mean, I would think so. I would guess that we can throw something.
Okay.
Maybe we're like.
Well, you do one and I'll do one, and let's.
Okay. You have to remind us.
Okay. Or not, and then I'll just win.
To be fair, people in the comments, if they're still watching at this point, an hour and 5 minutes in, can give us theirs.
Yeah. Can you come up with a bigger stretch than Leeds is first? Premier League first. No other team.
Ever. We can't actually verify that. Is it true? If anyone in the comments...
I mean, who's going to check that out?
Yeah. So it is what it is. Oh, and this was also actually, this stat came before we actually played Liverpool. So,
yeah.
Okay. So in theory, we could have actually broken the stat had Liverpool had we not been robbed with a penalty decision.
Yes.
Story.
Chris Kavanagh.
Anyway, I think that wraps up propaganda this week. We might do it next week. We might not, depending on what happens with the result and whether or not there's stuff. We've also got the match review, which is on Taft's channel. There's the question of the week, which is on my channel about the Stadium Light being expanded. We'll have a preview for the Fulham game. We'll also have an interview with a Fulham fan, the Fulhamish podcast. And me and James are doing something on Wednesday, so you might see this before that comes out. I'm not 100% sure. I think that just about sums up all the wild things I'm doing and we're doing on this weird and wonderful YouTube universe that we are in. So check out all that stuff, and we'll catch you all very soon.